What's up, guys? I got a cool knife review for you today. This knife that comes in this wee bag that we're all familiar with, and it is the Booz Blade Smoke TS1. So let's get it out here, and it comes in, I believe, either 2 or 3 different colors. This is the blue stonewash, and it blue anodized, and it's also a stonewash. So really cool finish. I think it comes in all black and maybe an all gray one. Also, I'm not entirely sure. Let's just cover the outside before we open up the blade. Starting on the show side, you see you got a really cool pivot. It's also the same type of pivot on the mini arrow, and I don't know if the full-size arrow has that because I don't own that one. You have these 3 holes here, so this is also kind of like a pattern that he does. There's the 3 holes on this one, and you have a cool or a good place for a lanyard hole right there, and it fits. It doesn't pop out or anything. Coming around here, you have this milled out backspacer, a titanium backspacer. It's kind of a big gap there, but you can't touch the blade. And as you see, it's a front flipper. So we'll get into deployment methods in a little bit, but came dead centered. Wee does a great job of quality control in their knives. This pocket clip is good. It's similar to the mini arrow pocket clip. It rides deep, pretty deep in the pocket. So let's get the pants out, and only a little bit right there sticking up. So and these cutouts right here help it to flex. It has good flex to it, and there's a good amount of space. So those pants that I did were they're kind of thick, so if it can fit in there, it can fit in anything. You have your lock bar insert with your over travel stop right there, and then you have your blade with jimping on the blade, and it's kind of, you see how it's milled out right here. So now we'll go ahead and deploy the blade. So you can deploy the blade a lot of different ways. It's going to be hard to do behind the camera, but first way you can, you can use this hole to thumb flick it out. It's a little challenging. You have to keep your fingers off the lock bar. Let's see if I can get it. It's hard. I keep hitting the mat, so let me move it up, but it is doable. It's just, there it is. It's just really hard and awkward. So that's not really the best way to flick it, even though you can, it's not really the best way. And as you can see, the action closing, drop shut closing, and nothing less. No, expect nothing less from Wii. So that's the first method, deploy it with the thumb. Next method, you can do the front flipper, okay, with your thumb. And then you can also front flipper with your finger. And then sometimes, if you're really good, you can do it this way, which I can't, but I've seen people that can flip it this way. Yeah, that's just not me though. And then you can also middle finger flick. So the size in the hand, I do get a little bit that comes off right here. So it is kind of a longer handle. So any size hands, you'll be good. So that's what it looks like inside your hand. The blade is 3.5 inches long, and let me get the weight. Okay, let's get the weight. Weight is under 3 ounces for a huge knife, which brings me into some size comparison. So 2.8 inches, and look at how big this knife is. It's about the same size as a Manix 2. So Manix 2, a very big blade. Let's see if I can get it on here. So yeah, it's actually, is it bigger than the Manix 2? It's exactly the same size as the Manix 2. The Delica is going to be a lot shorter. So it's a pretty good sized knife. It actually isn't. Oh, let me talk about the blade. S35VN, and they do a great stonewash. It's just a great looking knife. Kind of like a drop point. You got a belly. You got a lot of straight right here. They kind of didn't execute that well on this. They needed to cut that out a little more. You can see a little beard starting to go on that. But yeah, this knife is great for the size and the weight of it. It's really good for that. It's actually kind of, I don't usually carry a knife this big, so this isn't going to be sticking around for in the permanent collection. That doesn't mean it's not a good knife. It's just not for me. I would still recommend it if people like carrying this size knife, but like I said, the office I work in, I have to kind of keep the blades under or 3 inches. Yeah, the thumb flick behind the camera is hard. But yeah, so this is going to be moving on, but for the price, these come in, I think when they were new, they come in at about $200. So for the price, you're getting full titanium and S35VN blade made by a great manufacturer in Wii. So I think that's a great price, $200. If I didn't say so already, ceramic ball bearings like all of Wii knives. Great action, great design, just not for me. So that's my review. Thanks, guys.